Hi, Suri. Suri, thank you so much for $5 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I just saw that. King Suri. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Like. Uh, what do I do again? Oh, yeah. Call in. Hi, good to see you again. How's it going? Call in. Like. And subscribe. I actually... How was my rant earlier? Was my rant good? I feel like my rant was fun. It was a fun rant. I started talking about Joe Biden, and I went instantly into just yelling at everyone I was mad at. Like, I went from Joe Biden to like Democrats, progressives, young voters, Hassan, Republicans. Like, I just like my little therapy crash out.
Call.
Hello?
Oh, I've heard that you think that like January 6th, it's all like Trump's fault because of a tweet, right?
It's Trump's fault for for months and months of illegal actions and propaganda campaigns designed to make people think their country was being stolen from them.
Yeah. Well, I just like ask yourself this: he does one tweet, and a lot of people just sign up and protest. It wasn't even organized,
It
but
was
that's not like
organized. Trump
another.
had a rally, right? Trump had a rally that day where he brought like 10 to 30,000 people to the Capitol. He had a rally that day.
Yeah, but okay, I didn't know about that, but okay, like if this wasn't something like a riot where or like a union or like looting. This was the government that says people are tired of something. They want to stand up. And that doesn't really happen that often, like straight up rush something. And then you fast forward 4 years and he gets all the swing states, electoral vote, popular vote, and that hasn't happened for Republicans in a long time. So wouldn't you say that in some areas the country needs change? When the Democrats have been in charge for the past few years, it's clearly not working out.
Well, like the whole thing here is like you know, it wasn't just like a random event. This is the first time, pretty much in American history, that a certification of an election was delayed because one candidate denied the results and led their supporters to the Capitol to physically and violently try to disrupt the peaceful transfer of power. That usually only happens in third world countries or countries that fall to some type of dictatorship. We have good checks and balances in America, so I think that's a good thing that we were able to withstand it. But like people protesting for that, it just shows it's a cult. It's a cult that will follow Trump anywhere. And, if they were there protesting for healthcare or, I don't know, jobs or corporate greed, like for an actual issue, that would make sense. But I know Republicans, and Republicans do not protest. They do not work civically at all to get things done, except like ban abortion. So the
Well, I
one
mean,
thing they'd come to protest over is January 6th based off a lie, an election lie. And like one other thing, Trump now calls the cops that day, the Capitol police officers, he calls them the enemy. He calls the rioters the heroes of that day, and he's very happy that it happened. So I think that's
yeah,
proof enough that he
I
wanted it.
have
That
heard that.
I think
Like,
that's proof enough that Trump wanted it to happen.
well, I mean, to be honest, I'm a Republican, but I've tried to do my best to stay open. Like with abortion, I'm not for it, but I think it needs to be allowed. Because I don't think the government should make that choice for a person.
Like I mean, we need change in America in a lot of ways, but everything Trump is doing is not helping us. Like there's not one thing he's doing to make America better, like at all.
I mean, there is some things that he's done,
I mean,
but
manufacturing spending is going down. Global trust is going down. Tourism's down like 30% in America because no one trusts coming to America. Like,
yeah, but that
now
was
more countries are favorable
he's
of
just
China than
coming in.
America.
That was 4 years ago. That was 4 years of Biden. He's coming in now. So really, that's not Trump's fault.
No, no. So tourism went down because of Trump. It dipped because of Trump, the response to Trump, because Trump was like saying Canada's our enemy, Mexico's our enemy, the EU is our enemy. All these countries, our greatest allies, Trump spit in their faces and declared trade wars with them.
Yeah, but he's made deals, and after that, even though the market dropped, it boomed back up and even
What
higher.
deals has he made? And the market is still lower than when he began, and we should have been growing this entire time. There should have never been any dip in the market in this period. But like, what deals has Trump made?
with Saudi Arabia, they're investing in Boeing with America. India's already
That
offered
was
us
not based off
$4
tariffs at
billion.
all. That was not tariffs. Sorry.
No, but I'm saying when he did the tariffs, now they're making deals right now to play on a level playing field.
Well, we're giving
India's
Saudi
already
Arabia
offering
access to
zero
our
tariffs.
we're giving them access to our top AI research. Trump is getting paid off by them and Trump Hotel business deals. He's getting the plane from Qatar. He's getting money to his
Yeah,
cryptocurrency to
but
pay him off.
that's proof that they're doing deals.
I mean, and most of the contracts that Trump announced, by the way, were already underway under Biden. He's just taking credit for them now. There's a list of like 12 of them. 12 of them you can Google. That were already being done under Biden. So Trump's taking credit, and also the chips factories being made in America is from the Chips and Science Act that was passed under Biden, and Trump's taking credit for it. So like Trump has not
Well,
done
I mean,
anything.
could you at least say that everybody in government isn't perfect in some way? Like they all
America
make
has
mistakes.
never been this unpopular globally. Like they've America has never been this unpopular globally in the modern era as we are right now because of Trump. Among free countries,
That's
at
not
least.
all because of Trump.
Yes, it is. It literally is because of Trump. Like it's like directly because of Trump. Yes, the numbers shifted. Like it went up under Biden. Trump number one. If you look at polling across the globe, our popularity went down globally under Trump one. Biden brought it back up and it's crashing down again under Trump. Now you can not like Biden and like Trump, but the globe when it comes to Europe and Canada and other free countries, yeah, they are disliking America now more than ever before.
Well, I personally
Yeah.
believe that Democrats, they do better economy wise. Republicans, they do better with like law enforcement.
Well, Trump unleashed the January 6th of violent offenders back into communities, and multiple of them went to assault children and had confrontation with the police where they got shot and killed by police officers.
But
So,
with, but with January 6th, even though he didn't say those and they were there, you got to think that fast, and people rush against their own government that
because
fast.
of what?
Nothing's
Because of
been like
what? For what
that.
reason?
No, because they wanted change.
No, what change
That
did
many
they want?
people.
What was no? Why did they riot? For what change?
What change?
Yeah, what were they
I
mad
mean,
about?
I wasn't paying attention during that time.
Yeah, you sound
I
young,
started paying
so
attention. Yeah, I'm still learning about politics. I'm trying to get into it. That's why I'm trying to
yeah.
keep an open mind.
So they
Guys,
were doing this because Trump lied about the election being stolen, and Trump told them if they don't do this one thing, then their country's going to be
well,
stolen from them.
well, I know that, but it's just that if you can storm the government, which is not done that big and that fast, people want change.
Yeah, but the
It's just
change
like
they
with the
wanted
second,
was for Trump
with
to
our
be a
Second
dictator,
Amendment.
right? But the change they wanted, I mean, Nazis wanted change in Germany, and I mean, every other dictator wanted
You
change.
you
Like
can't
all
compare
those.
Hitler to
Oh no no
like
no oh
Trump.
no no! I'm not using Hitler. I'm just saying that the argument for storming government buildings and overturning democracy is always we want change. Whether it's Nazi Germany, Mussolini's Italy, whether it's Stalin, whether it's Mao, whether it's Putin, whatever it is, they always have these forces that go and ambush government buildings to try and steal power, or the military does it. But you have to talk about what change that is, because right now the change is they want Trump to be president for life. Right now, like most Republicans want Trump to run for a third term and never stop.
I mean, personally, I would, but it depends who's running against him.
Well, I mean,
Is that
he has two
understandable?
terms, right? It's unconstitutional to run for three, but he still wants to.
Um, it's more of a troll. We both know that.
Oh, everything's a troll. It was also a troll when he said the election was stolen in 2020, and then January 6th happened. So,
Well, the man likes to troll a lot, but it's just for jokes. It's not like
it's
seriously, so
actually
it
just to
doesn't
avoid
really mean anything.
responsibility because he's a whiny. I mean, all conservatives need to avoid personal responsibility in every moment they can. So it's all a funny joke. Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I mean, like with the Maryland man, the Democrats and they're saying the Supreme Court voted that. I mean, it doesn't matter if they voted or not. Trump has no jurisdiction. Only the El Salvadorian president can bring it back. So they're yelling at him, and I guarantee you, at that high of level, the Democrats know he doesn't have jurisdiction over there, and they're
Um,
pushing that narrative. It's Trump's fault.
okay, so how are people being sent to El Salvador? Through what mechanism?
Well, it depends. You could either do it choice deportation, like we do in the Supreme Court, or you could do it by force. but that's not new.
No, like what
America's been doing
law?
it for
What
a while.
law? Okay, so the Supreme Court ruled this one law without due process to be unconstitutional with a 9-0 ruling. What law was that?
I don't know. Like you said, I'm still young and I'm still getting
Okay,
learning about these
so
things.
it's called the Alien Enemies Act. Now, this is an act
Oh yeah,
reserved
that, I know
for
what that does.
wartime. It allows the government to pretty much not provide proper due process. You can accuse people of being like terrorists and send them to, I guess, under their argument, they're sending them to a prison camp in El Salvador, in which
I
America is
mean, they
paying
did it with the
for.
Japanese. That's fair. That's understandable.
That was really bad, and that was in America. The internment camps were in America, at least. Okay, so with El
I mean,
Salvador,
if your country got bombed that day, would you go out and trust that race that second, or would you not take any chances?
I'm not okay. So contextually, at the time, I could understand the arguments for the population that in the 1940s, America was not very progressive, obviously. So at that time, I understand why it happened. But right now, there's no reason to say that there should be people being sent to El Salvador. We are paying El Salvador. El Salvador is a smaller country. Like they have less power than like the city of Philadelphia. We
But
have
it's still their
cities that are
country,
bigger than
still
El
their
Salvador.
jurisdiction.
But we
I
pay
know.
them, right? We are paying them. We are contracting them to hold these individuals, right? We're paying them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know that, but still, even if we're paying them, we can't just bring them back.
You can yeah, you can because you can literally just say, "Hey, we're not going to pay you anymore if you don't bring him back." Because they have sent people back already, by the way. They have sent people back already.
No,
El Salvador has sent
that's
people
no,
back already.
that's like saying, okay, well, Russia, you took my prisoner. I'm not going to pay you anymore, so give me back my prisoner. It's not. It doesn't work that way, and it's the same thing with
No, it's
anything else.
like okay, it's like if the Supreme Court, if we're paying El Salvador to hold people and we send them there
Yeah,
unlawfully violating the Constitution, it's more like, hey, El Salvador, we're not going to pay you anymore. Send this person back, or we'll find another arrangement to get this person back so we can do their actual due process to follow the Constitution and laws in America. You don't. There's no need for
yeah.
analogies here. You can use the exact
I
thing
mean,
we're talking
you
about,
can
and we
do
have
that,
Supreme
but it
Court
doesn't
rulings.
mean that country's going to send him back. You can do that, but it doesn't mean
The
they're going
Trump
to send him
admin
back.
is not even
That's the
pretending to
choice.
try. They're not even pretending to try. They said we don't want him
Because
back
they
multiple
can't.
times.
They
No, no, no,
can't
no,
do
no,
anything.
no, no. They said we do not want him back. They did not try.
Well, I mean, even if they say that, it doesn't matter. They still can't do anything. They can ask and they can say they didn't want, but the choice remains up to the president of their country.
America is probably the most powerful country in human history. Okay, El Salvador is barely a city. All right, El Salvador has nothing. If America wanted to get anyone back from El Salvador with one phone call or one text message, it would easily happen in seconds. If we can gather people unconstitutionally, and send them to El Salvador for a torture camp, we can get people back as well. Or we need to be barred from doing this in general, right? Because it's irreparable harm that cannot be recovered from. If like let's say for example, they picked up an American citizen. Okay, in this hypothetical, let's say they picked up an American citizen. They said this person looks like an immigrant. All right, they don't believe them. They give them no due process. They ship them off to El Salvador. Now they're in El Salvador. The Supreme Court says, "Oh shit, you sent an American citizen there." Do you think the American government needs to bring back that American citizen?
Yeah, but they have to ask if they can bring back. I mean, due process. It should be absolutely allowed. Unless you mean,
Do you think if Trump wanted to bring back Abrego Garcia or an American citizen from El Salvador, do you think he could?
no, he can't. He has no
You
jurisdiction.
don't think there's any
I
way
mean,
for
you could
America,
if that's not.
for the United States of America to tell El Salvador to bring back one person? You don't think that's possible?
I mean, if he was on American soil, I mean, here or overseas, but he can't.
We bring back people from countries all over the place. Okay, we do deals for
But
hostages. We do deals to get people back from anywhere in
exactly,
the
you have
world.
to do deals. You
Let
can't
alone
do it by
people,
force.
let
That's
alone El
dictatorship.
Salvador, which we're praying. No, it's not by force. It's not by force. You can facilitate. So you can say, hey, we're paying you to hold people. Send this one person back. Okay, they could even just pretend. By the way, if they even pretended to want to bring him back, they could. Like they could say, we gave an honest effort. We tried our best. We tried to facilitate it, but it didn't work. But they're you realize they're just saying they don't want to bring him back, right? They're just saying they're not going to follow the Supreme Court order.
Okay, do you mind if I talk about another topic real fast?
Yeah, that's fine. I just need to make sure, like, when it comes to the Constitution being violated, even if you think, like, let's say you do believe that we cannot bring Abrego Garcia back to follow the Constitution, you should at least say we should not be sending any person to El Salvador torture camps under any reason, for any reason, The administration should not be trying to find legal loopholes to do whatever they want. And let me ask you this question, just for a final point here. Um, do you think it's weird at all that we are paying millions of dollars to another country and paying for flights to another country to hold prisoners when we have prisons in America? Like, do you think it's weird? It's weird at all that we're doing that?
I wouldn't say it's weird. I would say it's more messed up.
But like, do you think it's like something that should be stopped at least?
Um, I would say I would have to agree with you like that on probably like 90%. Does that make sense?
So like, okay, so the 10% would be you don't think they can bring him back, but the 90% is if we're paying for a prison, then it should at least be in America, so we don't have this issue again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, at least as long as I could get you there, okay, because you said you're new to politics. I'm not going to push you too hard on that. I appreciate you engaging in the conversation, okay? So I hope and we can talk about one other topic if you want, but also if you have Discord, do you have Discord?
I do not.
So like Discord, a lot of people use it for like gaming and stuff, but a lot of YouTube channels have communities on there. It's either like a text chat or a voice chat. So like after every stream, I go on Discord, and anyone watching go on Discord. There's always conversations on there. It's super ideologically diverse, left wing, right wing, down the center. We have super far right, far left. It's everyone, like every part of the political spectrum's covered. Great conversations in there. If you're more new to politics, in my video descriptions and also my stream descriptions, there's a link invite to my Discord. And I think that's a great place to have conversations and bounce ideas off of people.
Yeah, because like I was kind of raised like Republican, but now I'm older. I tried to like try to get to both sides.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But yeah, do you want to talk about one more thing quick?
I do think though, like, because with like baby boomers and like my generation, like millennials, I think though once that generation's gone, and once we get into politics, I think this world is going to be liberal. And to be honest, I do think that's probably for the best. I don't think it's going to end well in the long run, but I do think it's for the best. I don't because our parents, like baby boomers, that generation, they still think in the old ways, and just like the people in the government, they're still thinking in that area. And we're living in the modern world, and they don't really work in that area yet.
I guess we can't really count on anything to be like guaranteed. I hear people say that a lot. We need to make sure we have like reasons for believing things, ways that we find new information. And I'll just say like in a completely non-biased, it's gonna sound biased, and it is biased, okay, but in the most non-biased way possible, conservatives believe a lot more things, many more things that are not backed up by any research or surveys or facts. I mean, we can, if you call on a different time, we can go through those, but we need to agree on facts and reality. So, like, election denialism is not going to be good. A lot of Republicans are calling for the Constitution to be suspended right now because they want Donald Trump to be like like an emperor to be able to like fix what problems they see in the world. We need to agree that the Constitution matters, like law matters. We need to agree that certain facts are facts, and we can
Well,
disagree
yeah, of
on
course
like
the
opinions, but just we
Constitution
can't
matters
disagree
in
on
every
what facts
way.
are real.
I do think though, just for the Constitution, some of the rules in the Constitution that we're making now might need to be changed because those rules were made during the 1700s, 1800s,
Like
and
which ones do you mean?
like, okay, we're probably not going to agree on this, but like birthright, like I think you need to show proof that it's not because that was designed for people that were coming in just regularly, and now birthright needs to you need to show proof, like you not only are you just born on it, that your parents are, so we can keep track better who's in the country.
Um, I mean, you can have that opinion, and there are ways to change the Constitution. I don't think that's an issue at all. I mean, you could find some cases where it might be like an issue. You could like theorize, and maybe there are some like you can imagine like, oh, what if someone from a country that doesn't like America comes and has a child here, like from China, and they have a U.S. citizen child, and blah blah blah. You can make like
Well,
arguments for ending it, but also like many countries have it already. It makes the process really streamlined. It's been a part of of our country for a long time, and there's really big repercussions when it comes to the citizenship of citizens right now in America. Tons
I
of
mean,
people
it's
in
not
America right
really
now would have
that.
their
Like, it
citizenships
just
like revoked. Like
it's
if you
just
remove
showing
birthright
don't take
citizenship, by the way,
advantage of like an anchor baby.
like
Messed up
they've been
term, but
wanting to, but the thing is, if they get rid of birthright citizenship, they would be denaturalizing people as well, taking away citizenships. And the Trump admin has already tried to denaturalize and take away citizenships before. So one reason I want to defend birthright citizenship is because I never want the U.S. government to even be close to being able to do that. And that's the argument the Trump administration is making after birthright citizenship ended. So maybe like you can like, so I'm gonna say there's some points where you can be correct, but there's issues in politics, like, and I know you know this, although you said you're new to politics. There can be something that's like good for some reasons and bad for some reasons, and like the good and the bad can outweigh can outweigh each other sometimes, right?
yeah. I mean, like I think like this, like with the Romans, every senator is corrupt, and I think that works in just every government side. There is someone who's always corrupt and taking advantage of the system. It always happens.
Then we should be electing politicians who are anti-money in politics. And right now, I promise you, there are many more Democrats who are anti-money in politics. So I mean, I hope I get some more Republicans who are anti-money in politics and stuff like that. So that'd be cool. Hopefully we get people like that.
I would say like with Republicans, to be honest, I don't think they need to spend that much money on like military anymore. They need to focus that on economy because there's probably not going to be a big war like that, like World War II, ever
Oh, they're
again.
doing the opposite, man. They're doing the opposite. They're going for the first $1 trillion military budget. They're cutting benefits for Americans like Medicaid, and they're cutting like 80,000 workers from the VA for veteran services. They cut a lot of the workers for the veteran suicide hotline, and they're doing it to fund tax cuts for the wealthy. So that's that's kind of going the wrong direction in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, like some areas I would say like of socialism and communism work, but if you use it all together, it doesn't work. But which is, I know you're saying like cut suicide, that's fucked up.
I'm not a socialist or a communist. I am not definitely not a socialist or
No,
a communist.
no, I'm saying like in some areas, would you say like in socialism, some of it works,
I just wouldn't say
not all
like
together, but some of it.
I don't like naming like policies because like you can have a right wing system that has some left wing principles and vice versa. So like a socialist policy would be like ending private ownership of everything. So like there's nothing socialist. So the word you're looking for is probably just like liberal or like there's a term called social democratic. So like social democracy. So there's a bunch of different words there. But in America, if they say socialist, they just mean like anyone on the left because like a lot of liberals will call just like any conservative a fascist. So I'd probably just say like
I
you
mean,
know
well, Democrats say that about Republicans, so it
yeah,
goes
yeah,
both
but look at
ways.
the policies on their merits as much as possible. You could have mixed systems. The best systems in the world have some free market principles and some government principles, and there's a balance we need to strike. And I think we're too far in the free market direction right now.
I mean, like that's like I said before. I honestly think when it comes to economy wise, like in the area you're speaking around, Democrats they do a lot better. Republicans suck at that area.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like security, immigrants, law enforcement, stuff like that, Republicans prosper.
Yeah, I mean, I would disagree on some points, but I do appreciate that you can see there's good sides and bad sides to both of them. I think that's a really good starting point for your like political journey. So even the fact you could say like Democrats are good at this and Republicans are good at this is really cool because I mean, and before I go to someone else, like I'm sure you don't hear many people saying that. Usually it's like my side's right 100%. Their side, my side's right, their side's evil. So you being able to say there's good sides to everyone is a really
I
good
mean,
starting
you
point.
can prove it with Democrats throughout the line of what they've done. Democrats
Yeah,
do
yeah, for
better
sure.
in that
Yeah,
area.
Democrats have lower deficits. They create more jobs. Usually the economy recovers better under Democrats. Reagan increased the deficit. He tripled it. So did H.W. Bush, and then Clinton ran a budget surplus, and then George W. Bush increased the deficit. Obama was able to bring it down from the peak of the Great Recession.
Yeah,
Donald
but
Trump
I mean,
increased it.
Obama,
Biden decreased
they
it,
never
and
talk
then
about
Trump
how
increased it again.
well, sorry about that interruption. Can you say that again?
No, I'm just saying, like, over if you look in the past 30 or 40 years, every Democrat has decreased our national deficit, and
Yeah,
Republicans have increased it.
that's why I say economy wise they do a lot better. They just suck at like security.
Yeah, and we can talk about that if you call in another time. I'm gonna go into another caller, but yeah, I appreciate the comment. I hope you have a great time. I hope you are able to join Discord and keep watching.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice
All
day.
right, thank you. Have a nice night, man. See ya. I want some watermelon. Yum. Okay. Uh, New caller. Please drop a like and subscribe. If you could donate to Jolah Politics, I really appreciate it. Jolah Politics. Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. Really awesome if you do that. Or if you don't. Join Discord. Join Discord now. Please join Discord. Discord is a good thing to join. Great monologue. Oh, Sri said great monologue. Thank you. Thank you for the monologue compliment. Really appreciate that. Yeah, the massive bowl was full before, and I ate it all, dude. Okay, I'm gonna do something controversial, okay? Um, do what? You talk fast? I don't talk fast at all. If I talk fast, it's because I'm trying to fit like too many points in 1 second because I want to make sure you hear everything and I want to like keep people's attention engaged and I got to talk fast. And if I don't do that, like hibbity ribbity skibbity hibbity hibbity. Summon llama, doom llama, you assume I'm a human. What I gotta do to get it through the game? Superhuman, innovative, animated rubber. So anything you say ricochets off me, it'll glue to you. I'm devastating more than ever demonstrating how to give a motherfucking eyes feeling is levitating, never fitting. I know the haters are forever waiting for the day so they can say I fall off. They'll be celebrating because I know the way to get them motivated. I make elevator music. You make elevator music. Oh, he's too. I forget that song. Whatever. Can I call you? Do you mean may I? You sound the Eminem 2.0. Okay, guys, listen. I'm gonna do unprecedented actions here. Join Discord. I need to do a couple things. All right, so I'm gonna take a break. I'm actually gonna stream again at midnight. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna take a break for a second. All the viewership goes up and down. It's weird. I don't understand you people. I don't understand you people. It's whatever. I'm gonna Whit Lowry Vandrad. I'm gonna block you. I warned you about this before. I'm gonna take a break and come back at midnight. All right, it's 10:45 right now. I gotta do some cleaning. I really need to clean. It's stressing me out. Okay, guys. Begging for a Zelle? No. Begging for a Cash App and a Venmo. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you want to come back again at midnight, please stop by then. But yeah, I'm gonna take a little break, and I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. Someone's a little antsy. Well, I want to go eat some watermelon, do a couple other things, take a shower. I feel a little. I was doing stuff all day, and remember, I have a hernia, so feel bad for me. Send me hernia money, okay? Money for my hernia. You were never a true Christian. Okay, buddy. You are not a true Christian if you think you're God and you can determine who else is a true Christian, you asshole. You asshole. Okay, good night. Actually, Vandrad. Siri will be back. Walt's Pig. Is Walt's Pig working? Well then, see you later. Yes. See you guys at midnight. Thank you again. Join Discord. Remember, join Discord. We want more people talking in Discord. We want a fun community in Discord, okay? Here you go. Join Discord. I'll be back.